Hi, everyone. I just wanted to get on here and go over the final paper for the class. It's 10 to 12 pages of writing that is not including the cover page and the references page. You don't need an abstract if you use APA format. And you're essentially answering one question. So, what characteristics, traits, and/or approaches are necessary to successfully lead an organization or team that operates on the U.S.-Mexico border? Now, this assignment is essentially subjective. Everyone is coming in with their own identity, their own experiences, and essentially you are considering what you would do if you were in the position of leadership. And if you are in a position of leadership, like what essentially, given your experience, given your current position, and given what we've covered in the class, what do you think is necessary in order to succeed in being a good leader on the border? I would encourage you all to take some time, create an outline of how you want to make this argument, right? Because that's essentially what you're doing in this paper is you are answering the question and arguing for what you think is necessary. That would require going back into the first few weeks when we're establishing the the culture and the people that live on the border and the history of the border, and then getting into some of the inclusive leadership conversations, the culture and identity, a lot of those things, and then stuff that we're covering in week 7 and in week 8. You can look ahead and look at that stuff as well. So that's essentially the brunt of the assignment. But I would caution you from just kind of haphazardly going through it and thinking you can answer it very quickly. It really is a question that requires a lot of critical thinking. Like I said, going back and considering the historical context of the border, and again, making sure that you're bringing in your own voice into that argument, right? Understanding that under your whether you're in that leadership position now or whether what you aspire to be when you eventually get into that position, what type of leadership you're going to bring in. You do need to have at least 5 sources. 3 of those need to be academic journal articles similar to what we've been reading for the course. And those 3 academic articles, they cannot be ones that we've used in class already. So that's the only requirement in terms of the references. You are welcome to bring in other articles or other readings from other classes that you've taken in the program, because I know we've gone over inclusive leadership, but I know in other courses you go over transformative leadership, you go over all types of leadership styles. So it doesn't necessarily mean that just because we've covered inclusive leadership that might be the only type of leadership. If you want to come up with some type of hybrid approach that you think would work best, that's totally fine as well. Just make sure you are, when you're writing this paper, that that line of thought is consistent throughout, and which is why I encourage you all to use an outline. Lay out the framework and the argument of how you want to build your case, and then lead that into your overall argument. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But like I said, I think based on the work you all have already done, I have no question that you are going to turn in tremendous papers. But you are more than welcome to email, text me, call me, whatever you'd like to do if you have any questions.